You got a new brawler you like. You made them. A while later, that brawler becomes obsolete because of a new one. This is power creep, which can be defined as newer content, aka brawlers, simply outperforming older content. Almost every game suffers from this phenomenon, and this started getting a lot into Brawl Stars recently. So, there are three main types of power creep. Number one, when the brawler does the job of an older one, but better. The best example to take is Ollie and Miko. So Miko's attack is a jump that takes 2.6 seconds to reload, while Ollie's attack is a dash that can also become a jump when she's on water or inside a bush. And though it takes 2.8 seconds to reload, it deals more damage and is significantly faster. And Miko's only niche nowadays is when the opponent's team somehow drafts a full team of throwers, which is, of course, impossible. But Ollie, at least she can handle a lot of brawlers using her dash, which also happens to deal more damage than Miko's attack, and she can walk on water, so she can use that to her advantage and reach opponents that Miko normally can't. The power creep got so bad that Brawl Stars buffed Miko before and after Ollie's release, and the buffs were so minor that Miko stayed in the D tier. The second type of power creep is when the brawler does the job of an older one and with something else. And the most popular example is Jae-Young and Max. So Max, she's a mythic brawler like Jae-Young. Her attack is a bunch of discs that don't really deal significant damage. Her super is a burst zone that grants speed to her and her teammates. While yes, she is a solid brawler, but why would you pick Max when you have Jae-Young, whose main attack gives a speed boost to teammates? Same for his super, not only that, but he charges his super in 6 seconds, and it makes him go into a healing form, and he has a gadget that makes him deal more burst damage. Now, which one would you pick? Of course, Jae-Young. Why else do you think Max went from S to C tier because of that Korean dad? I'm not saying Max is absolutely useless, but as long as Jae-Young's there, you're better off picking him. Screw Max, am I right? The last kind of power creep, which is the harshest one, and it's when the brawler is outdated. And the best example is Pam. So Pam, between 2017 and 2019, was a beast because back then Brawl Stars was slow and portrait. And now, if you look at her situation, it is way more than miserable. She is extremely niche. Why? Because Brawl Stars moved on from the whole slow playstyle. Now we have assassins dashing everywhere, everything being very fast, damage inflation, and Pam cannot keep up with that. Her attack is inconsistent and has pathetic damage. Her super grants healing, but your teammates have to go to the turret to benefit from the healing, which, let's face it, no one wants because everyone nowadays is picking assassins that have extreme mobility. Her star powers and gadgets are mid, and she was given a hypercharge that was immediately removed from her. The first ever brawler and the only one to have their hypercharge removed for no apparent reason. The only time she was good after the old days was in 2023 with the mythic gear. But even that barely helps her nowadays. Not only that, Pam suffers from the first kind of power creep because you have Byron with extreme range and consistent healing and damage, and you have Barry with assassination capabilities and great control. Yappuccino aside, why is there power creep in the first place? The first and most obvious reason is the extreme amount of brawlers, like 90 brawlers, above 90 brawlers. You're bound to run out of ideas. We have Cordelius, who is very legendary because of his super, but he copied Otis's super as a gadget and even copied Buzz's trait. We have Eve's trait, which was copied by Angelo, flippin' Juju, Ollie, etc. Nowadays, brawlers are struggling to keep what makes them unique. Even legendary brawlers like Leon can no longer have their unique status. Why? Again, because Brawl Stars is running out of ideas, and that's normal. But at the same time, it's not. It's only been 6 years. I know it sounds like a lot, but Brawl Stars already feels like the 300 years old game that simply cannot come up with new ideas. Second of all, it's the imbalance between classes. The last time we got a sniper was Angelo in March 2024, and the last time we got an assassin was literally just a month ago with Ollie. And speaking of that, a lot of assassins are being pumped into the game, and that means they are just going to struggle against each other. Mortis is barely keeping up just with his broken hypercharge. Kenji is somehow still doing fine, while Ali is out there torturing Miko, and even Stu fell from the S to the B tier because there are just simply better assassins. Even supports are facing the same problem. Throwers are slowly dying because of the fact that there is an assassin meta, and in general, there's just this whole chaos going on between classes. The third reason is the excess amount of higher rarity brawlers. Imagine if Brawl Stars for once released a rare brawler with a simple attack and super. That would be fantastic, but nowadays we have every single brawler following some weird philosophy of new, like higher rarity, the more complex. While normally we believed that it was higher rarity, more complex and unique, but Brawl Stars just removed the word unique. Now every brawler has 12 attacks, 15 supers, 28 hypercharges, and so many traits. Ollie literally has 3 traits. Can you believe that? And we have Crow, who is a legendary, and he has no trait. However, power creep doesn't just affect brawlers alone. No. It also affects hypercharges. Let's look at some of the first ones that got released. We have Shelly, Colt, Jackie, Rosa, Pearl. All these hypercharges now are just miserable. Why? Because there are newer, flashier hypercharges. And when the hypercharge update got released, not many players were excited because the hypercharges were boring. So Brawl Stars decided to make the hypercharges a little more creative, although they're not really doing it nowadays, but also they decided to inflate the stat buffs. Now we have hypercharges like Shades or Archie's. Every single stat buff is plus 25% just to keep the players interested and invested because, you know, money, cash. But the problem is, Brawl Stars missed the point. Normally, you give hypercharges to brawlers that actually deserve it. For example, Sam, Mr. P, etc. You don't give them to any brawler. And that's what Brawl Stars missed when they wanted to copy evolutions from Clash Royale, who were released 3 months before hypercharges. So Clash Royale gives evolutions to cards that actually suck, that actually deserve it. For example, Skeleton Barrel, Witch, Valkyrie, recently Furnace, I believe. It's still not confirmed yet. But Brawl Stars, they just give them to any brawler, kind of. And they also started adapting hypercharges as the lazy way to fix bad brawlers. For example, Sam and Mr. P. Just look at how miserable they are right now. Edgar too. So many brawlers that got hypercharges that made them broken for a little while. And the problem is you give the bad brawlers something they heavily rely on. And once that thing is nerfed, of course, expect the brawler to just die. Now I understand Brawl Stars. I know it's difficult to keep adding new interesting mechanics. I know it costs more money to actually come up with something unique and rather than just modifying numbers and just putting them into a new brawler. I know that you have to make the new brawler strong just to get players interested and invested because of early access. I know it will be removed, but there are still solutions to at least lessen power creep. The first solution, which is to stop releasing so many brawlers. Why are we still releasing one brawler every month? It's been like this since 2019 and stuff. It's enough! Brawlers are literally being forgotten because of how many there are. When was the last time someone talked about Ollie? No, Ollie, not Ollie. Alright, the tank, the weird rapper tank. No one is talking about him. When was the last time someone talked about Rosa? Brawlers are simply being forgotten and they're no longer memorable because of how many there are. The second solution is to add more specific specialists, like brawlers who have literally just one job. For example, Shade. People thought he was going to power creep Jackie, but Jackie likes bushes while Shade doesn't. In fact, we have Trunk, who is actually going to power creep Jackie and maybe Daryl because he copied their mechanics and upgraded them. We should have more, like, not necessarily unique, but just different brawlers, not another assassin whose role is to team wipe. Like, maybe make more unique assassins. For example, Kenji, he pokes. That's his main function. He just dash, hit, and he just keeps hit, retreat, like guerrilla warfare. BB doesn't use her hit to just poke. She immediately initiates, like, immediately just engages in battle, while Mortis uses his dash as a main source of damage, while Candy mixes those two in a unique way. Ollie, on the other hand, uses the jump and dash the exact same way Mortis and Miko do. That's why she's going to outshine them, because she also has better stats. In general, power creep is a problem you can't really solve. If you start with it, you can't really deny it unless you build your game like on a foundation that actually counters the problem. All a Brawl Stars has to do is either to just chillax with the release of brawlers so that they can actually have more room to think, and meanwhile, as for example, if they start releasing one brawler every 2 months, they will actually start focusing on the balance of the game instead of just releasing a new shiny toy that gets nerfed to oblivion a while later and just continue the cycle. Yep, that's it for the video. Hope you liked it. See you in the next one.